Hey everyone, Ryan here, and today for you, I'm going to go in depth on some LEGO Star Wars Summer 2022 set pictures in HD. Yes, we had some really blurry ones leak a couple days ago, and now we have some actual very good quality ones that we can take an in-depth look at. Plus, a new set that also got revealed alongside these, so there's now 3 summer sets that we have pictures of. And also up front here, I have affiliate links for pre-orders in the description below, so if you want to pre-order any of these sets that are available for pre-order, use the affiliate link in the description below. I get a small kickback and it costs you nothing extra. Also, pre-orders are available, so I don't want to hear it when August 1st comes around that scalpers are the reason you didn't get to buy any of these sets. Buy the pre-orders. Anyway, the first set that we didn't see the other day is the Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader Brickheadz. These look phenomenal. They were supposed to be Star Wars Celebration exclusives, or at least that's what I and many others were under the impression of. However, on LEGO.com, it has them listed for 20 bucks, and it says coming soon on August 1st. So while these might be available at Star Wars Celebration first exclusively, it's still very unclear as to what's going on there. We'll find out in a couple days, I guess, whether or not they get released there. They will at least be available August 1st for everyone to buy. These look fantastic though. We'll just start with the box art. I love the vibe with the blue smoke coming out of the background. I just think it's a really sharp look for that. It really just fits the whole Kenobi theming. You can see Darth Vader and Obi-Wan off to the left there as well, just like maybe some official promo art. I know the show's coming out in just a couple days, very exciting. But we've had a Darth Vader Brickheadz before, and this one has been completely reworked. So this Darth Vader is actually a little bit taller, and my favorite part about him is the eyes, those red eyes. They really killed it on this version, giving him the red eyes. That's something that just wasn't there in the previous version, and it looks phenomenal here. It's something that I would love to see make its way into the minifigure somehow, perhaps with a dual mold. Maybe that's something they could do in the future if they're ever going to update Darth Vader's helmet again. But as for this Brickheadz, I think this is a great combo 2-in-1 pack, and I'm really glad it's widely available. Like, sometimes the Comic-Con exclusive things, they make sense to be Comic-Con exclusives because they're not things that are like, I don't know, Sith Trooper bust. Like, that's just a random thing. But this is Obi-Wan Kenobi and Darth Vader. This shouldn't be something that's a con exclusive, I feel like. I don't know. I feel like the more niche things, yeah, it's fine. For the bigger fans, collectors, whatever. But something like this, getting it widely available, I think is great, and I'm really excited about it because these look phenomenal. And unfortunately, the Brickheadz are not up for pre-order, so you can't pre-order those at all. Don't really know why they aren't pre-orderable. Now we'll go in depth on the sets that we got really blurry images of the other day. Obi-Wan's Jedi Starfighter up first. My lord, it looks beautiful. Just that box art is fantastic. This is actually the first Kamino-based set I believe we have ever had. It's definitely the first one with Kamino box art. I mean, this is so fantastic to finally see after 20 years. This one's nice. And really, the Obi-Wan Starfighter jumps so great at you out of that box art, and it makes me really sad that we don't have a Jango Fett's Slave One to pair with this, because it would go fantastic with this set with that Kamino box art. So who knows, maybe 2023, but you know how that game goes. Anyway, just like with the blurry images yesterday, the stud shooters on the top look pretty ugly, and they also pretty substantially block R4's view. Not the greatest fan of that. Obviously something you can just remove if you want. If we look to Obi-Wan in the cockpit, he's nice and cozy in there. We have the really clean design in the back where they basically take 2 plates and smash them together upside down. I really like the way that looks for like that back fin area. The front of the ship also looks a bit different than what we've had on previous Jedi Starfighter designs, so I'm actually a pretty big fan of that. I think that flat look looks rather nice. And then as we look to the back of the box, we'll see that radar dish I was talking about in the video the other day. That is present. It's only made up of a few pieces, but that's all it has to be. And like I had mentioned, you can also place R4's body inside the body of the Starfighter when you want to have his head on the swivel mount on the side of the Starfighter. The set also looks like it has some landing gear. It's hard to pick up 100%, but it definitely looks like in some of these images there's a little bit of landing gear. Okay, so I actually went to look at this to see if it had landing gear, and it kind of looks like it does. And then I also realized this has Kamino box art on the back, so if you want to count that as having Kamino box art, this one technically did it first. I'll have a review out on this within a month or so. Now let's go in depth on the figures, because there are some really good things with the figures, and there's one really bad thing in my opinion with one of the figures, but other, like, generally these 3 figures are fantastic. You know, overall rating 9.5 out of 10. So we'll start with the Obi-Wan here. He looks so hot, not gonna lie. Just a fantastic looking figure. I love the inquisitive look they've got on the main face that they're showing off here. Obviously, he's just got the blue lightsaber, but yeah, I mean, very detailed print. He looks you know, wet, kind of like he does in episode 2 on Kamino, so I kind of like that look for him as well. And then they also included his hood for when he first arrives on Kamino, so that is a really sweet aspect as well. And then we get to the R4 minifigure, which looks fine. It's an astromech droid. We know what to expect when it comes to astromech droids at this point, except if we go in the 360 view, you'll notice R4 didn't get a back print, which wouldn't be a problem any other time, except with R2-D2 in both of the 18-plus adult sets that they released earlier this year. You know, original trilogy, they get back prints, but this one does not get a back print, so that sucks. And then Taun-We looks just great. I love the look for Taun-We. She's phenomenal. They've really indented her hips or like stomach area to really make it look feminine, like a skinny minifigure, which is important for these because they're supposed to look taller. So they did a great job with that. And then they did, if we look back to this 360 view, add a back print for her and for like the cape piece. So it looks really, really good from behind as well. After 20 years, we finally have a Kaminoan. So that is pretty hype. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button for the Kaminoans. Next up, we have the $100 Imperial Transport Scythe with 924 pieces. This set has absolutely knocked it out of the park. The reaction on this one has been phenomenal. I think this is just unanimously loved. So remember when I was just talking about the Brickheadz and I said it'd be really cool if they redesigned the Darth Vader minifig to have the red under the eyes just like the Brickheadz does? If we look to the bottom left of the box art here, and we look at the Obi-Wan Kenobi minifigure, which looks like the real Obi-Wan Kenobi minifigure, that looks like the real Darth Vader. That looks like a real, genuine Darth Vader minifigure. But he's got the red eyes that I was talking about would be cool. This could be a new redesigned Darth Vader minifigure that we end up seeing in the Obi-Wan Kenobi vs. Vader $50 set, and of course, all future Darth Vaders from here on out. Oh man, that looks nice, and I really hope that's not just a marketing picture that they made to look cool, but isn't what they're actually willing to sell you for your money, because that is a nice looking figure. Anyway, unfortunately, you won't be getting that in this set. You'll just be getting 4 other really cool minifigures. First up with Ben Kenobi, the hairpiece, really slick. The beard printed on, looks great. Blue lightsaber, of course, gotta have that. And he's got this kind of nice, deep blue kind of torso and arms. I really like that color. And then this definitely new cape kind of piece. I don't even know what to call it. It definitely looks like it has a weird texture on top, like a microfiber cloth. And then below that, just plain brown legs. To the right, we have the Grand Inquisitor, and it looks like the Grand Inquisitor's lightsaber hilt is going to be the same one for all 3 of the Inquisitors in this set. But he looks fantastic as well. No helmet, like I said in the previous video, because as far as we can tell, he doesn't even have the helmet in the Kenobi show. The face definitely doesn't look as cool as the one from Rebels. I'm just going to be honest. It looks accurate and matching the show, but I just think the character in general doesn't look as cool as it did in Rebels. Anyway, very long cape as well. That should be pointed out. The capes usually don't go that long for Lego figures, so that's really cool to see. It drags all the way down to the ground behind him. Then we have Reva, who looks pretty cool. I think that's her name. She's the 3rd sister, I think. And her hairpiece, I've seen people criticize her hairpiece. I have not looked at the character enough or at the hairpiece enough, like both ways, to have an opinion on it. I've just seen people talking about it, so take that for what it's worth. And then we have the 5th brother, who matches what we see in the show as well. We've had him before. I think this is a pretty good looking, true to the style of the show minifigure. Like, I feel like 4 years ago, this is the type of set that you get Obi-Wan, the Grand Inquisitor, and 2 Stormtroopers in, instead of just the gauntlet of cool figures. So really big props to the Lego Star Wars team for actually putting something good in here for your $100. Like, this is totally worth the money from the figure perspective. Speaking of worth the money, the ship is shockingly large. Like, it's beefy, dude. Like, just looking at it from the front on here, I like this angle of it like flying through the sky. Like, it looks like a beefy ship. It's got space for all 3 of your figures, but it's actually got a lot of extra space behind there that I wasn't really expecting. So that is awesome. There's so much space in there. It looks like some very nice sticker details of control panels and lights and such, you know, type of stuff you would expect. And then what I think is even cooler is out the front of the ship, there's actually the walkway that we see in the show where they come out. And I just, for whatever reason, did not expect them to have that. but it's here and it looks great. I mean, I know it's just a kid playing with the set, but I mean, look how big it is, like with him holding it, like just to give you a sense of the actual physical scale of the thing. Hope you enjoyed my in-depth look at these 3 new sets. LEGO Star Wars has absolutely knocked it out of the park with these ones, no question. Hit the like button if you're hyped. Again, they're available for pre-order, link in the description below. You cannot blame scalpers if August rolls around and you can't find these on shelves. They were available for pre-order 2 months ago, so get them while they're hot.